Welcome to the wonderful world of chocolate and coffee, two of Hawaii's unique crops. We encourage you to support our local farmers and producers by eating, drinking, and buying local. Please join us as we meet the makers behind these one-of-a-kind products. Aloha, my name is Will Lydgate, and I am the proprietor here at Lydgate Farms. Today I'd like to welcome you into one of our cacao orchards and show you all of the steps that go into making our estate chocolate. Here at Lydgate Farms, we raise many crops, including vanilla beans, honey, small amounts of coffee, and we also grow a lot of cacao. We're in a cacao orchard right now. Cacao, also known as cocoa or chocolate trees. And we also, in addition to growing cacao, do all of the post-harvest here on site, which includes fermentation, sun drying, and the curing of the cacao for fine flavor. We practice a regenerative agricultural approach, which means we use strictly organic fertilizers, no spray, no harsh chemicals, and we build the life of the soil. And this helps us by improving the flavor of all of our products. Lydgate Farms cacao was selected among the top 50 best cacao beans in the world at the Cocoa of Excellence Awards in Paris, and we're very proud to be producing one of the tastiest chocolates on the planet. The scientific name for chocolate is Theobroma cacao. Theobroma means food of the gods. Inside here is seeds covered in sweet pulp. The seeds are purple and quite bitter in their raw natural state. The sweet pulp is delicious. Flavors ranging from green apple to lychee to watermelon Jolly Ranchers. So I'm gonna get inside of this pod now. We're gonna open it up. We're gonna see what's inside. The pods themselves can range in color from bright red to bright yellow and various shades in between, as you'll see throughout our orchard. And this is a red pod. I'm gonna go ahead and taste one of these and share with you at home what I taste. Smell is not too much, a little bit like maybe cucumbers. The flavor is like candy. This one's very acidic. It tastes like green apple and sweet tart. If you ever had shock tarts, remember that candy? I don't know if they still make it. They made it in the 90s. That's the flavor here. This purple color, which ranges from light violet to a deep purple, deep royal purple, is caused by anthocyanins, which are purple pigments in plants. Anthocyanins do have bitter flavors and also are very rich in antioxidants. In fact, there is a tremendous amount of chemical complexity present in cacao. Much like grape skins, chocolate has incredible potential for flavor because of its chemical complexity. And these bitter, purple compounds inside of this seed will be transformed into some truly fine flavors through fermentation. This is our fermentation area. Cacao has to be fermented to develop those fine flavors we associate with really, really good chocolate. So that purple seed is filled with these large, bitter chemical compounds that don't taste that great. The fermentation process develops both alcohol and then acetic acid. The acetic acid and other natural organic acids cure those beans and break down those large chemical compounds that are bitter into smaller chemical compounds and molecules that have fine flavors and rich aromatics that create that bouquet that we think of when we taste a good bean-to-bar chocolate. Fermented cacao is actually one of the most chemically complex substances, natural substances on the planet. It's the second most chemically complex natural substance on the planet after crude oil. There are over 500 individual chemical compounds found in fermented cacao. So as you may guess, this fermentation is critical for flavor. So we're here at our cacao drying tables where the cacao seeds are now drying in the sun. after being in the fermentation box for about 6.5 days. Here they are further curing as the organic acids inside the bean continue to affect the chemical change that develops those fine flavors. If you're standing here with me, you would smell a really beautiful fruit vinegar smell, and that's the smell of the vinegar that's been developed by the acetic acid in the fermentation, acetic acid bacteria in the fermentation. And oh, that smells so good. Some people think it's a really pungent smell, but this to me it's like life. I love it. So sun drying happens for about 2 weeks, after which the beans are dried to about 7% moisture. And if you come over here, I'm gonna cut a couple of these beans open and show you what's going on inside here. See the inside here still has some purple color, but that purple color is changing to this deep, rich purple brown. And there's still some moisture in here left over from those organic acids. After the beans come off the drying table, they're taken to our factory partner. We have a wonderful partnership with Manoa Chocolate on the island of Oahu, who batches our chocolate for us and then sends it back to us. Manoa Chocolate's first step will be roasting those cacao beans, and the roasting of the beans brings out wonderful flavors in the beans through browning reactions, and will lessen some of the bright acidity of the fermentation while still keeping a nice fruity flavor in the chocolate and adding a deep, rich tone to it. After then, the beans are cracked and winnowed, which removes the shell of the bean, which we sell as our cacao shell tea, a delicious product. And then the cacao nibs, which are inside the bean, are ground down and refined into chocolate. And now we'll talk about cacao nibs again more later when we talk about our partnership with Koloa rum and the Kaua'i cacao rum and the rum chocolate. So those cacao nibs are refined and ground down so small that we can't taste them with our tongue and tasting apparatus, which can taste down to 30 microns, 30 millionths of a meter. So we have to grind the cacao nibs so fine that they're smooth enough to taste with our tongue, smooth enough that we can't taste those particles with our tongue. And then chocolate is tempered, which aligns the cocoa butter crystals, the fat crystals in the cocoa butter, which will give chocolate that wonderful melt in your mouth and give it a nice shine and a nice snap, like the chocolate that we love. Chocolate is then packaged and then sold to you. And that's exactly what I have here, is a couple of chocolate bars. I wanted to start with our 70% dark. This is our 70% dark Wailua single estate chocolate. This is our farm blend of our cacao varieties. We have a blend we do each year with all of our different varietals. And the bar has great meaning. There's some Hawaiian symbols that we generated which represent the specific land here on the farm, and all have meaning. I'm gonna open up this bar. Inside every bar is a little piece of kapa artwork. I have mine on my fridge, and it tells the story of the farm through kapa and ohe kapala, which are bamboo stamps made with, stamped with traditional inks, and then a story behind our farm. And so I'm gonna pull this out. Our bar is wrapped in a biodegradable plant fiber, which is 100% compostable. So first, I'm gonna get the nose of this chocolate. Wonderful brown fruits, raisins, dates, plums, beautiful, beautiful chocolate aroma and a little bit of nice fruity acidity. I'm gonna let it melt in my mouth and warm to the temperature of my mouth as the cocoa butter begins to melt. That's the fat in chocolate. This is one of my favorite parts of eating chocolate, is that melt. Smell the air. Remember, your tongue only tastes 5 or 6 things. Your nose can taste thousands, smell thousands. Smell the air, the bouquet of the chocolate, the warm chocolatey air. Plums, chocolate covered cherry, beautiful fudgy chocolate notes. It's got some size, a little bit of these tannins, which are sort of drying the mouth out, a little bit like a Cabernet or a red wine. This is not a chocolate that you ignore or wolf down, but it's also very accessible. It is a chocolatey tasting chocolate. It's not just a fruit slap in the face. Should be about a 20 to 25 second experience to taste chocolate. And when you eat our chocolate, when you enjoy it, remember, it takes 5 years to bring a cacao tree to maturity, 6 months for a pod to grow after pollination. It takes a week to ferment it, 2 weeks to sun dry it, sometimes up to a month, and then a month to make the chocolate. So remember, don't take 2 seconds when you're eating my chocolate. Take your time, okay? Enjoy it. This is a very exciting product because it's actually a Kaua'i agriculture collaboration. So we've partnered with another company that believes in regenerative Kaua'i agriculture called the Kaua'i Rum Company. And these products are actually made together. We take our cacao nibs, which if you remember are what we make chocolate out of, and we give them to Kaua'i Rum, who soaks them in their high-proof rum, where the flavor of the chocolate is extracted by this rum. They take the rum and blend it down to 80 proof and turn it in to their Kaua'i cacao rum, which is delicious, and I hope you taste that with Kaua'i rum. We won't be opening this bottle in my segment. And then they give us the nibs back. They're drained. We evaporate off all the alcohol, and so there's no alcohol in this. And the nibs have taken on an incredible rum flavor. So the rum takes on a chocolate flavor, and the chocolate takes on a rum flavor. Now, on the nose, it smells like rum. This reminds me of rum and pineapple juice. Reminds me of my dad in Hawaii on Oahu in the 70s or something. Makapu. Okay. I'm getting the melt, giving it time to warm up in my mouth. Starting to get a beautiful rum floral, a little bit of chocolate cocoa flavor still there, a little bit of a slight chocolatey pull down. There's a beautiful rum floral, there's molasses flavors, and I get a strong raisin flavor like rum raisins or plum soaked raisins, and a wonderful sweetness coming from the nibs, coming from the 25% organic sugar. The rum actually ends up adding a lot of sweetness to the nibs, which is why we do a 75% dark instead of a 70% dark. Just needs a little bit darker. If you enjoy interesting chocolates, if you enjoy spirits, if you enjoy rum, really highly recommend trying this rum chocolate. Thank you so much for joining me here at Lydgate Farms today. It was really a pleasure to take you all around the farm, and I hope you learned some things about chocolate. Remember, when you're on Kaua'i, you can come visit us in person. We have farm tours and experiences available, as well as private tours, and also virtual tours online for those of you at home who would like to experience those. Of course, we can ship our Kaua'i chocolate and other products directly to you, and we'll be happy to do that. You can just go to our website, lydgatefarms.com, and there's a link to the gift shop there. lydgatefarms.com, we're easy to find online. We have some exciting new products coming. In addition to the Kaua'i rum chocolate, we have a new test batch of Hawaiian-grown chocolate-covered Hawaiian macadamia nuts, and currently the only Hawaiian-grown chocolate macadamia nut product on the market. And there's a lot more coming from Lydgate Farms, so please stay in touch. Really excited about the future of Hawaiian chocolate and excited to share the flavors with you. So thank you so much for joining me here today. It is our hope that you will support our local farmers and buy local. If you've enjoyed this video and would like to learn more about the delicious goods you've seen today, please visit any of the links provided. Mahalo.